Lexi was born just like any other one of my girls, normal birth, normal upbringing, up until the age of 22 months when her accident happened. She was under the care of a sitter and she fell out of a second-story window at our home. She tumbled, was playing and beating up against a screen and fell 20 feet onto a deck. She suffered a traumatic brain injury. In the course of a few hours had lost her life 3 times, was life flighted to Iowa City where she was for 3 weeks. She then was transferred to Genesis East for 3 months where she stayed to recuperate from the injury and then was sent home. She suffered damage to the left temporal lobe, which affected her large motor, small motor, speech, things of that sort. Thankfully, she was able to regain cognitive ability, so she was aware, she's there, she could understand, and she has the ability to learn again. It happened on a Monday, and it wasn't until the next Friday when they transferred her from the PICU down to General Peds and Iowa City hospitals that I even was able to go take a shower or eat my first meal. I mean, you don't function normally, you don't, you know, I just sat by her side watching those monitors and watching her every minute, you know, asking a million questions, being angry with God, praying to God, begging God, you know, hoping, you know, something could change, something. This was a dream. It was a dream. It wasn't real. Her wish was Disney World. You know, it's every kid's dream to go to Disney World, and there is nothing like going to Disney World than Make-A-Wish style. It is awesome. I will never experience anything like that again. I will never be able to go there or go anywhere and say that I had a time like I did that 1 week that we spent in Disney. They do a parade every afternoon with all the princesses and all the, you know, floats and things. And there was one moment where it was the Cinderella float coming down, and Lexi, you know, in all of her Make-A-Wish glory, the shirt, the pins, she had a crown on. She was just sitting there in her wheelchair watching this parade, and they all wait, you know, they stop by, they wave, they shake her hands, things like that. And Cinderella and Prince Charming were up on the float waving. As it was going by, he's waving, and he looks down at her and he stops and he just bowed to her. And so softly, so gently, and just watched her as it went by. And I bawled, of course. I just started bawling because she just was so happy, like, oh, Mom, he just bowed to me. I am a princess. She just felt like she was on top of the world. And it was a good feeling. It was a really good feeling. For 1 week, we got to just enjoy one another. Since the day of her accident, it has been roller coaster after roller coaster after roller coaster. It affected me, it affected my marriage, it affected our home life, it affected every aspect of our lives. And just her sisters alone, they lost part of their mom. They lost a father. They lost focus and attention on them that they deserved. And everything everything became about this little girl. And our worlds revolved around this one day. Our worlds revolved around this tragedy. And Make-A-Wish, even though it was for Lexi, it was so much more than just for Lexi. Lexi's a miracle. She's fully recovered physically. Everything that we take for granted, from being able to point our finger to swallowing food, she had to relearn. She had to relearn everything all over again. And not just like a baby, with hard work, with therapy tools and you know, lots of doctors, lots of therapists, lots of technology. She's learning and she's happy. There's not a child in this world, there's not a person in this world that anybody ever encounters who is as happy and joyful as this child. Not only I am blessed to know her and to learn from her, but so are her sisters. Her sisters have learned so much from her, and they are going to be better women one day because of her. She's a really awesome kid. But Make-A-Wish, if there's ever a moment in time that I am able to give back to them what they've done for me and my family, from the pictures and the souvenirs and the the memories, those days, I will never be able to thank Make-A-Wish enough. Ever.